Hello. Good morning, Miss Olaybar. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Ma'am Carissa. Good morning too. Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Great. Thanks for confirming. I believe Attorney Solania and his associate, Attorney Lagita, will be in the Zoom session in a few minutes. I hope it's okay with you, Miss Olaybar.
No worries, Miss. I'm not in much in hurry. Besides, it's still 5 minutes before the scheduled online consultation. But thank you for checking on me.
You're welcome, Miss. I'll let you know once Miss once Attorney Solania and Attorney Lagita comes in.
Sure thing.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Good morning, Attorney Mark. Yes, Attorney, we can hear you well.
Great. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Attorney Mark and Attorney Renz.
Good morning, Ms.
Good
Kara.
morning, Ms. Kara.
Thank you for setting up this session for us.
Sure thing, Attorney Renz. Also, we already have Miss Olaybar in the session.
Awesome. Hello there, Ms. Olaybar. We're glad to have you.
Hello, Attorney Solania and Attorney Lagitao.
So I believe everyone's here
Hello,
in the session
Ms.
already.
Olaybar.
So probably we'll start the interview.
Yes, Attorney. I'll now leave the session. Just let me know if you require more assistance.
Okay, so thank you, Ms.
No problem, Attorney Solania.
Hello again, Ms. Olaybar, or how do you want to be addressed, ma'am?
Hello, Attorney Lagitao. Just call me Merly, Attorney.
Okay, cool, ma'am. That's a beautiful name, Miss Merly. How are you feeling today? And by the way, you can just call me Attorney Renz.
Thank you for asking, Attorney Lagitao. Attorney Renz. I'm feeling great today.
Okay, so we're glad to hear that you're okay. So shall we start? Okay, so
On your cue, Attorney Mark.
okay, awesome. So once again, good morning, Miss Merly. I am and Attorney Mark Solania, and we have with us here my colleague, Attorney Rensla Lagitaw, who will be assisting me in this interview.
Hi, Attorney Mark.
Okay, before we begin, we need to discuss some preliminary matters. The way this interview is going to work is we're going to ask you to tell us why you've come to us. So you'll need to tell us about the issue or issues which you have. Attorney Renz and I will be taking some notes throughout our chat. So would that be okay with you?
Yes, Attorney Mark. It's fine with me.
Okay, so great. So now for the issues that you raise, we're going to dig in deeply into each issue so we can really get all the relevant facts as well as their pertinent information and details. So with those facts, hopefully we can provide you with some advice and options which you may consider depending on the trajectory of the case that you want. So does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does make sense, Attorney Mark.
Okay, so good. So also, we just wanted to let you know, as well as everything we'll discuss today shall only be between the three of us here in this Zoom call. Rest assured, we will not be talking about this case with anybody else. So feel free to tell us everything there is to know about your concern. And when you're comfortable, we can continue more. We'll be asking a couple of simple questions, and then we'll start from there. Attorney Renz?
Yes, Attorney Mark. And now we need to ask you at this stage whether you've sought or received prior legal advice on the same matter or concern that you're having, which is also the same reason why you are here asking for our legal advice.
Um, no, Attorney Rance. I haven't sought prior legal advice. This is my first and only attempt to obtain legal advice on the concern that I currently have.
All right. Thanks for confirming, Miss Merly. Now, if you could please tell us about everything, why you're here today, and when we say everything, we really mean everything, all right? So, because even if something seems small and unimportant from your perspective, but in the legal perspective, it could be very important. And it will also save us time as we go on with our interview. If we are able to get as much information in detail as possible from today's interview. Um, does it sound good to you, ma'am or Miss Merly?
Yes, Attorney Rance, no problem with me.
Okay, cool. Now I'm turning the ball over to Attorney Mark for more questions.
Okay, so thank you very much, Attorney Renz. So I'll just take it from here. So first off, may we know your full name?
I'm Merlinda L. Olaybar.
Where exactly do you live?
I live in Poblacion, Makati, Philippines.
Upon coming to this Zoom session, did you come here upon your own free will?
Yes, Attorney, I came on my own volition because I have a concern.
Okay, so thank you for that. So now, can you please elaborate to us your concern?
Sure thing, Attorney. So my boyfriend of 5 years and I are planning to get married. So I went to National Statistic Office to request for a certificate of no marriage since it is one of the requirements. However, based on the said certificate, I am already married to certain Korean national. So we were really shocked.
Wow, uh, I could just imagine your utter shock. That's unusual, Shmurley. Uh, can you tell us the name of the supposed Korean national who's recorded to be your husband as per NSO?
The Korean national's name is Yi Sun, Attorney Mark.
Miss Merly, if
Uh,
I may ask, when and where was this supposed marriage celebrated?
According to the uh, National Statistic Office, the marriage was said to be celebrated on June 24, 2022, at Attorney Rance at the Office of Municipal Trial Court in City's Palace of Justice.
uh, do you still have that certificate of no marriage with you, Miss Merly?
Yes, Attorney Rance, should I show it to you through the screen?
Um, there's no need to show it at for that matter, ma'am, at this moment. Miss Merly, we will discuss the details as to the sending of the relevant documents by the end of our call this morning, okay? So would that be okay to you, ma'am or Miss
I
Merly?
yes, yes, it is noted, Attorney Rance.
Okay. So moving on, how are you related to this Yesun Sun, Miss Merly, or this Korean national?
I am not really. I am not in any way related to him, Attorney. As in, he is a complete stranger to me.
All right, I see. And do you think you might have met this Yesun Sun before, like maybe at your workplace or somewhere else?
I think I have, but I could no longer remember it.
Okay, I understand. Or among others.
Pardon, Attorney.
Um, Yes, ma'am. If I may ask, ma'am, have you tried looking him up on Facebook or any social media platforms, ma'am? That Korea national?
Oh, now that you've mentioned it, Attorney Rance, I believe I haven't tried it yet.
I suggest conduct search right now. Let's start on Facebook. Maybe you can. So maybe upon familiarizing with him, you might recall some specific details like memories or a possible encounter from the past.
Okay, Attorney Mark, I'll do it now.
Okay. So just take your time.
Oh yes, his face indeed looks familiar. Attorney, I think his face looks familiar.
Oh, now we're onto something now, ma'am. So can you still remember where you've this let me check his name again. Yi Sunsen?
Yes, I think it was at Tadel's pension house.
Why do you think it was at Tado's pension house where you first met him?
I was working as a receptionist back then, and he the said pension house, Attorney.
Okay. So what was the occasion back then, Miss Merly?
As far as I can remember, he was one of our foreigner guests.
Can you maybe recall if you had any conversation or any form of interaction with your supposed husband as per NSO records?
I believe the only direct interaction that we had was when he checked in and checked out from Tadel's pension house, Attorney.
Okay. Miss Merly, do you think you might have some mutual friends or colleagues who might have linked you to that Korean national, Yi Sun-sun?
I don't think we have, Attorney, but assuming that we indeed have mutual connections, I'm sorry if I couldn't tell you who this or these persons might be.
Uh, it's okay, Miss Merly, no worries. Just don't stress
Okay.
about it.
So since we could not yet at this point identify who brought you into this complicated situation, do you have other relevant documents in your possession which you can show to us for your reference?
Yes, Attorney Rance, I have with me a copy of a marriage certificate.
All right.
For a while, Attorney. Let me get it.
Can you please bring it closer to the screen? Maybe have a look.
For a while, Attorney, let me get it first.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Miss Merly.
Uh, um, well, This one attorney, can you see it? I think it cannot be seen with my
Sorry,
background.
it's not. It can't be seen. Sorry, it's not visible. The writing is not visible. Sorry.
Wait. Pause, guys.
Ma'am,
It's so Miss Merly, can you please show us your marriage certificate? Can you bring it closer so we can take a good look at it?
Okay, yes, Attorney Mark, for a while. Here, attorney.
Okay.
okay, Miss Merly,
Okay.
if
Good.
I
Good.
may ask, can you please confirm to us if that signature appearing on that marriage certificate is yours?
No, attorney, that is not my signature.
Okay, noted, Miss Merly. Attorney Mark?
Uh, where were you when this where were you on the date when this supposed marriage happened?
I was in Makati, Attorney Mark.
Can you remember what exactly you were doing there?
I was then working as a medical distributor under Hansao Pharma.
Okay, so do you recognize any of the names of the supposed witness to the marriage as appearing on the certificate?
Yes, Attorney Mark. I met them when I was still working as a receptionist at Tadel's Pension House.
Okay, so can you specifically identify any of them?
The witness named Johnny Singh, attorney.
Do you know him personally?
Yes, attorney.
How do you know this Mr. Johnny Singh?
This Johnny Singh used my name without my consent. All I know is that he owned a travel agency, and in line with this business, I gave him my personal information so that I could obtain a passport. Passport, attorney.
Okay, okay. So thank you, Miss Merly. Attorney Renz?
Yes. Miss Bernie, do you who could possibly testify on behalf?
Yes, I do have another one in mind. That would be attorney Euphrosina Natinga.
Okay. Who is that attorney Euphrosina Natinga, Miss Merly?
She is an employee of the Municipal Trial Court in Cities, Branch 1.
Okay. And in what way do you think can attorney Euphrosina can provide support to your case?
Um, she can confirm that the marriage of Yu Sen was celebrated in their office and that it was not me who personally appeared during the marriage in question, attorney.
Okay, that's good to hear. Aside from attorney Euphrosina, do you think you still have another person who could potentially be a witness to your case?
Yes, I know someone who is a document examiner.
What about this document examiner?
He can verify and declare that the signature appearing on the marriage contract was forged, attorney.
Okay, okay. So got it. So is there anything else that you need us to know about with regards to your case?
I think I've got nothing more to share, attorney. That would be all from my end, at least for now.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you for giving us an overview as well as the details for your legal concern. We'll have a look at all the information you've given us, and we'll be sending you a written summary. We'll set up another meeting for the legal advice. Then we'll go from there. Also, with regards to the engagement contract, we'll be sending you a copy of the contract of services through email after this call. This agreement is essentially a contract which, after having been signed by both parties, that would be you and our firm, which will formally evince the legal relationship between us. It outlines our respective rights and obligations, as well as setting down our fee structure at 500 pesos per hour. Although as noted to you by our secretary over the phone, the first consultation is free. So we will only charge you once you get to read the whole agreement. Agree to this term and then sign it. Does that make sense to you, Miss Merly?
Yes, attorney, clear as crystal.
Awesome. Attorney Renz, do you have other questions or concerns that you'd like to raise or discuss?
Yes, Attorney Mark. So, Miss Merly, before we end this Zoom meeting, I would like to clarify to you a couple of more details from your end. Would that be okay?
Sure thing, attorney Rans.
Hello, Miss Merly?
Yes, attorney Rans, sure thing.
Okay, so your full name is Merlinda Olaybar. Olaybar.
I think attorney Rans, okay.
Stop on record. Wow.
Okay, ma'am, sorry if I was cut off a while ago. So would like to ask, ma'am, your full name is Merlinda Olaybar. Olaybar spells out as in Olaybar. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, attorney.
And you are currently living in Poblacion, Makati, Philippines, right?
Yes, attorney.
Okay. Can you please confirm, ma'am, if we've got your contact details correctly? For the phone number, that's 0927-304-1704. And for the email address, that's merlyolaybar1989@gmail.com. Correct?
Yes, those details are correct, attorney Rans.
Okay, that's awesome, Miss Merly. Do you have any other concerns, ma'am, or Miss Merly?
Yes, attorney, I'd like to follow up on the details as to where I can send or drop off the Senomar and the marriage certificate copy.
Oh yes, that one, ma'am. Thanks for reminding me on that. At least for this juncture, you may send a scanned copy or scanned copies of the documents to this email address. So the email address is ranslagitaw@thelawfirm.com. And in case you have questions or other related concerns which might come up after this meeting, feel free to reach us through our office phone number, which is 415-2413, or you can also just email me or at the office at hello@thelawfirm.com. Right? So were you able to take note of our contact details, Miss Merly?
Yes, attorney Rans, thank you very much.
Okay. So I think that would be all from our end, Attorney Mark.
Okay, so thank you, Attorney Renz. So that would be wonderful. So since we've covered everything there is today, I think it's time to wrap up this call. Again, thank you so much for your time and cooperation, Ms. Olaybar.
Thank you also for listening intently to my concern, Attorney Mark and Attorney Rans. I really appreciate your interest and concern for my case.
No worries, Miss Merly. It's a pleasure to serve you. See you virtually at the next call.
See you, Miss Merly. Bye-bye.
Thank you, attorneys.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Attorney Rance.
Oh, good morning, Miss Olaybar. Good morning, Attorney Mark Solania. This is our second session for our legal consultation, in which we will going to provide you legal advices to Miss Olaybar. All right,
Yes,
to Miss
attorney.
Merly. Um, Miss Merly, looking at your case, I believe we have the following issues already. The first issue is that what will be the basis in straightening your record and rectifying such terrible mistakes? And the second one is what remedy should be used to cancel all the entries in the Track 2, in effect, declare the marriage void ab initio. And because of that, we can uh, solve your problem, your legal problem, utilizing Rule 108 of the Rules of Court. So considering that your identity was used by an unknown person to contract marriage with a Korean national, it would not be feasible to you to institute an action for declaration of nullity of marriage, since it is not one of the void marriages under the Family Code, specifically Articles 35 and 36. Okay?
So how do we go about this, attorney? I am worried about not being able to push through with my marriage with my boyfriend.
Mm, Yes, Miss. Rest assured that we have options to resolve the current circumstances. Okay?
Okay, all right, attorney.
Okay. So to continue, pursuant to Rule 108 of the Rules of Court, we can opt for the cancellation or correction of entries in the civil registry. Among the entries that may be subjected to cancellation or correction are that on births, marriages, deaths, legal separations, judgments of annulments of marriage, judgment declaring marriage is void, legitimations, adoptions, acknowledgements of natural children, naturalization, election, loss of or recovery of citizenship, civil introduction, judicial determination of filiation, voluntary emancipation of a minor, and changes of name. So since your concern is pertaining to one of the said entries in the civil registry, we can do this by filing a verified petition for the cancellation or correction of such entry before the regional trial court of the province where the corresponding civil registry is located. Um, in addition to that, the civil registry and all persons affected must be impleaded as parties.
Excuse me, counsel. However, I
Mhm.
think the better remedy, instead of of going through a petition for correction of entries in civil registry through Rule 108, it would be better to allege forgery in the marriage certificate. There was no marriage to speak of in the first place. That's why it is erroneous to correct the record of the marriage to reflect the truth that the marriage is null and void.
Okay, Attorney Mark, thank you for validating my advice.
I see. So from what I understood so far, our best option is to go to court and file a correction of entry regarding the inexistent marriage. Am I right, attorney?
Yes, Miss Merly, that's correct.
All right. What should I prepare in order for this case to prosper? Pardon, attorney. I think you're
Mark,
in mute.
na
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Miss Merly. So considering that the petition will be filed in court, we will be required to pay a filing fee of at least 160 pesos and another additional fee of 1,000 pesos, which will be collected by the local civil registrar. You may also prepare in advance the fees required for the publication of the court's order in a newspaper, not just any newspaper, but one who is of general circulation. Please be advised that the fees may vary.
yes, Miss Merly. Also, as your counsel, it is necessary that we should be in compliance with the jurisdictional requirements. Okay.
What do you mean by jurisdictional facts, attorney?
Oh, sorry to 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 say that. To simply put it, Miss Merly, jurisdictional facts refers to those facts or circumstances relating to the case of such person. All right.
Okay, I get it now. So how do we go about its compliance?
During the initial hearing, we need to we need to mark we, there is a need for us to mark certain exhibits. Such exhibits include the petition we're filing, the copy of the order setting up such petition, proof of notices to the required parties that needs to be implemented, as well as affidavit of publication and of course newspaper clippings.
That sure is really somehow technical, attorney.
Yes, Miss Merly. Somehow, but there is no need to worry because these things are what we usually do even on our regular days. So worry be not on this case, okay?
Also, Miss Merly, we'd also like to inform you that there is a need for you to testify in court. We'll also notify you regarding the scheduled hearing as soon as the dates are finalized.
Sure. It might be better for us to communicate via Facebook Messenger, since I can easily access the platform even during my busy hours, attorney.
We'll take note of that, Miss Merly.
By the way, attorney, will the proceedings take too long? I'm worried because we have already laid my many plans together with my boyfriend. I also don't want him to be concerned with such trivial matters. We have to keep the love burning.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that one. So, Miss Merly, the nature of the procedure of Rule 108 of the Rules of Court is not a summary proceeding by itself. There might be a possibility that it will take several months, considering that there is a need for publication and notice to the parties affected by such petition. Moreover, the affected parties may file their opposition, and hopefully there will be none so that the court may immediately grant the order.
On that note, why is there a need to publish and implead the affected parties? Is it just purely a matter of procedure?
Miss Merly?
No,
Um,
ma'am. No, no,
okay.
ma'am. The 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 imp- the need the need to implead the affected parties is of paramount importance. Okay, so both the civil register as well as the affected parties are considered indispensable parties. Basically, these are the people who need to be informed because they also have a claim or interest in the case at hand, which in this case is the correction of their civil entries. In court, if these people are not notified or impleaded, then the petition filed is considered defective, meaning it is as if it was not filed.
Yes. So yes, that's correct, Attorney Mark. In addition to that, it is also fatal on your part, Miss Merly. Why? Because the inescapable consequence of the failure to implead the parties or them will render the entire proceeding as null and void. This is because the court is without jurisdiction to try the case, and as a result, the case will be dismissed.
Okay, I understand, attorney. So thank you so much for your time and your advice. Your legal knowledge has truly enlightened me. With all the options you have presented to me, I think I should discern as to what best course of action I should take.
It's
Yes,
our pleasure
ma'am.
to serve you.
Okay, ma'am.
It's our pleasure
Thank.
to Miss Merly. We are glad that we have helped you in reaching your decision. We look forward to working with you soon, preferably in a more ideal situation.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Mark and
Thank you so much.
Attorney Arens.
Thank you so much, Miss Merly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
And that has been our initial interview slash legal counseling reenactment care of Team Paquito. I am your case reporter for today, Benz Brian Tumilap, giving you a rehash of the facts, relevant issues, as well as the resolutions of the case in question, Republic versus Olaybar. So this is how the facts go. Merlinda Olaybar previously sought a CNOMAR or a certificate of no marriage with the National Statistics Office as part of her requirements in order for her to marry her boyfriend of 5 years. However, to Merlinda's astonishment, she found out that she was supposedly married to another person in the person of a Korean national named Yeson Sun. And this is where her legal problem begins. Eventually, Merlinda denied such marriage as just like everyone would, and was not even familiar as to the identity of this person. Neither did she appear before any solemnizing officer, and nor did she affix her signature in her marriage certificate. Hence, this prompted her to file a petition for cancellation of entries in a marriage contract by virtue of Rule 108 of the Rules of Court. During trial, Merlinda confessed that although she does not know the alleged person, there was some time that she met him while working as a receptionist in a pension house. She also believes that her name was unauthorized and shared by a certain Johnny Singh, whom she shared her personal information with during employment opportunity. The document examiner found that the signature of Merlinda in the marriage contract was indeed forged. However, the Republic, for its part, said that there was no clerical spelling, typographical, and other innocuous errors in the marriage contract for it to fall under Rule 108. And the cancellation of such will only result in a declaration of the marriage as a marriage void ab initio. It was decided later on that Merlinda's petition did not seek the nullification of marriage as there was no marriage in the first place. However, it seeks the correction of the record of such marriage to reflect the truth as established by evidence presented by Merlinda. Correcting a certificate of marriage by canceling the term or word wife does not declare a marriage as void when there is no marriage to speak of in the first place. Rule 108 of the Rules of Court provides that the procedure for cancellation or correction of entries in the civil registry shall be governed by it. The proceedings might either be summary or adversary. It depends on the nature or the kind of correction that is being sought for. If the correction is merely clerical, then the procedure to be adopted shall be summary in nature. However, if the rectification affects the civil status, citizenship, or nationality of a party, it is deemed as substantial, and the procedure to be adopted shall be adversary in nature. Even substantial errors in the civil registry may be corrected through a petition under Rule 108, as long as true facts are established and parties aggrieved by such error avail themselves of the appropriate adversarial proceedings. This has been your case reporter, Benz Brile Dumilap, for Team Paquito, now signing off.